All right, welcome to week 5 preview of the other D1 podcast. My name is Jordan Selfo, and as always, is joining me is Kyle. Always fade my stamp picks, Fishbeck. Kyle, how we doing, bud?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
Hey, I can't complain, but hey, we're gonna get to the games, but there's two things, I guess two players involved in the same situation that I want to talk about. I want to get to it first. We got the UNLV quarterback, Matthew Saluka, if that's how you say his name. You know, he holds out for NIL promises that I guess it was $100,000 promised to him. Now he's redshirting the rest of the season after playing the first 3 games. I mean, what are we doing? Are you kidding me?
I'm not sure how to feel on this one yet. Two things are certain. One, you're going to see tons of other players start to do this, and you've already seen it. I think there's a USC
yeah,
guy
I was going to get to him.
You're going to see tons of other players start doing this, whether it's this year or next year. This is unless they change the rules and how early or far in the season you're allowed to take that red shirt, right? Because I think it's if you play less than 4 games, then you're allowed to still take the red shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
You might see some changes there, but the second thing is I kind of understand. Hey, I was made these promises. I transferred here for that reason. Obviously, I want playing time, but I want some money too. You gotta get this stuff in writing, man. You can't just take it on.
You can't just take handshake deals. UNLV comes out, they make a statement about how, hey, we don't operate that way. We don't do NIL collectives or anything like that. And as I'm playing a video, it's just a big shit show. Literally looks bad for both sides. Where UNLV, where they promised something and they didn't deliver, or from the player standpoint, where you see something. There was a report that they hired an agent after 2 or 3 where they were requesting more money, and then now he's just bailing on his teammates. It just I don't know. I hate everything about this situation. We talk about it all the time. We literally ask coaches all the time, especially in the Southland Conference, about how they deal with NIL and transfer portal. And then we got this shit popping up where kids are literally quitting in the middle of the year. Are you shitting me? This is what we've come to? I don't understand it, and I hate it. I think it's ruining college football. We got to get some guardrails on it. I mean, shit, like Coach Rosamondo said when we interviewed him, can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. So
I'm frustrated with it too from that aspect. Here, you're bailing on your team, and I mean that's why everybody loves college football. It's the last true battleground for these guys before you get to the NFL or money gets involved, and obviously,
I mean, where NFL is just like all money.
It's a job, it's a business, and that's what college is turning into. And you see stuff like this, it's just going to accelerate that and make it more of a business feel. So that's the frustrating part. I kind of get where he's coming from. Get it right next time, bud. If you're going to see more guys follow suit here, it's really going to taint the authenticity of the game.
Yeah, for sure. And then the other guy I want to talk about, Bear Alexander. He's out of USC. This guy, first of all, went to 3 different high schools in Texas. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Then went to IMG Academy. Okay. That's basically a JUCO for college in high school. Then he goes to Georgia, commits to Georgia in February 2021, decommits from Georgia in June of 2021, commits back to Georgia in October of 2021, enrolls in the university. Then in April of 2023, enters the transfer portal, hasn't played a snap now, enters the transfer portal, goes to USC, and then after 3 games, it says, oh yeah, I'm going to redshirt the rest of the year and enter the transfer portal. Go fuck yourself. Like, so we're covering both things here. We got NIL with the UNLV quarterback, and now we got the transfer portal, which is it's a joke. What are we doing?
If I'm a coach and I see that his name pop up in the portal, I'm not touching him. I mean, reasons you just listed. It's like a resume. I see that you're not committed to any job you've ever been at. Why would I hire you?
Right.
It's a bad look, and I mean, coaches already do their due diligence anyways when it comes to the portal. I want to know how many schools you've been to and how long you've been there and what coaches and players are saying about you. Not a good look. I would be surprised if he has to go down to a JUCO or a FCS D2 program just to get some playing time.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, or a group of 5 program at best. But it's very annoying to see this situation. And I mean, we've been harping on it the entire season. And especially with these coaches, they've brought that concern to us and told that, yeah, this is bullshit and we need to figure out something. We're going to, all right,
Let's get back on our soapboxes here.
Yeah, we're off the soapbox. We're going to get back on to our week 5 preview. First game we got in the Southland Conference, we got Houston Christian going up to Indiana State. That's a 12 o'clock kickoff. Hopefully I'll be awake for that one after a Friday night bender. But yeah, and then I just wanted to let you all know too, we don't have all the spreads. We have most of the spreads for this week's Southland games. And so we have a couple stand picks, but we're going to tweet out everything once we get the final line. So we don't want to lead anybody in the wrong direction. I guess it doesn't matter for Kyle because he doesn't win anyways.
Take whatever I'm doing, pick the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. Kyle, what do you have on this HCU game? I mean, it's a good Indiana State team.
I think Indiana State's a solid team. I don't think they're anything overwhelming. I think HCU, they played some tough teams these first 4 weeks. I think you're going to see them be able to hang with Indiana State for a little while. I do think Indiana State probably gets the win here. 7 points-ish would be my guess. I just want to see some continued growth, steps in the right direction for HCU.
I think this is one of the games that we don't have the spread on, but I think it's going to be a little bit higher than that. This is going to be one of my stamps. I don't give a shit what Vegas says. I think the under is going to hit in this game. Indiana State's 1-2, Houston Christian's 0-4. I think Houston Christian's going to keep it close, but I think that defense is going to do a good job of holding that Indiana State offense. Yeah, I think the under is going to hit. Most of these unders from Vegas, they're going to be in the 50s. I do think that under is going to hit. That's going to be one of my stamp picks. Like I said, we'll tweet those out or whatever and post those out when we get to them. But moving on to the next game.
Yeah, next game we got here is Northwestern State traveling to number 13 Southeast Missouri State. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Northwestern State is currently a 35.5 point dog. Over under is 56.5. What are we thinking, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean that 35.5. That's a lot of points. I mean, shit, I think Northwestern was getting 42 or something like that with South Alabama FBS school. But I think I'm not stamping anything in this. We talked about it beforehand, or I guess last episode. Northwestern State's, they're rebuilding, right?
Yep.
So we can't place high expectations on them. I do think they cover. I think they're a good football team. Going up against a number 13 team in the country with Southeast Missouri State, that's a damn good football program. They've historically been good. I don't know what to think about this one. Can we get the offense going? Can we get those turnovers created? So on the defensive side, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just want to see, again, same message. HCU, same message here for Northwestern State. Let's just make sure we're taking steps in the right direction, progressing each week, because Southeast Missouri State has the number 7 passer in the country, Paxton De La Rent. He's currently got 1,068 yards on the season. I mean, their passing attack's pretty legit, and Northwestern's secondary has been suspect. They gave up a ton of chunk plays last week. So, yeah, I just want to see Northwestern put some sustained drives together and don't let this get out of hand too early. That's really the goal there.
Definitely. Well, moving on to our next game, we got our game of the week. We got number 19 Lamar going up to number 7 Central Arkansas. That's going to be a 6 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be a damn good game. And I think you're going to stamp it. Are we stamping it?
I'm taking an under 51.5.
Woo! Let's go.
We have two top 4 running backs in the country. Number 4, Kalen Griffin with 483 yards for Lamar. And then the number 2 running back in the country with 623 yards, Shaderick Powell for Central Arkansas. This is going to be decided in the trenches. This run game is going to eat up a lot of clock for both these teams. I'm taking the under at 51.5. But yeah, I'm excited because this could be a 1-possession ball game.
Love it. I'm 100% on board with you. I'm going to bet it with you. I'm obviously I can't stamp it. You stamped it. Yeah, this is going to be a ground and pound. Kalen Griffin for Lamar, just an absolute stud. He's been killing it this year. I really pulling for the upset. Lamar coming over Central Arkansas, but I mean, dude, that's a tough That's a tough bus ride up there. I know they're not flying. I don't know. Were you on that bus ride when we went up there, Kyle?
No, I did not make the Central Arkansas game.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that shit was like, for some reason, it was 9.5 hours or 10 hours up from San Antonio. And then it was like 11 hours back. We didn't get back till like 8 a.m. the next morning after the
Yeah.
game. It was terrible. This is going to be a good ass game. I'm excited to watch this one.
Good test for Lamar. I mean, also, are we getting the starting quarterback, Robert?
Robert Coleman.
Yeah, Robert Coleman. Is he going to be available? Because right now the line is pretty lopsided. Lamar is a 20.5 point dog. I know Central Arkansas is a good team, but you would expect that to be a little bit closer. Some of that could have to do with Vegas knowing about the quarterback situation. Regardless,
Hey, screw it. I'm stamping
Stamp.
Lamar plus 20.5.
Book it.
Love it. I'm taking it. I don't care. So I got the under in HCU, Indiana State, and then Lamar plus 20.5. Love it. I also love the under in this game. Yeah, let's go.
There's your two stamps for the week. I like it. Great matchup. Game of the week. We've already talked enough about it. Let's get on to our next one here. Southeastern headed to number 16, Tarleton State, 6 p.m. kickoff in Stephenville, Texas. Really surprising line here. Southeastern is a 2.5 point dog. Over under is 55.5. Thoughts on that?
Very surprising line. Almost wanted to stamp Tarleton State. So I didn't want to go against, especially my dad and brother. But yeah, very surprising line. Obviously as we're recording, it's 2.5.
I expect this one to move. Yeah, this one's going to move a little bit. But Tarleton State's got the number 1 rusher in the country right now. We just talked about the number 2 and number 4 rushers in that previous game. Number 1 rusher for Tarleton State, Kayvon Britton, leading the way with 660 yards of the season.
But I mean, just a little insight on this one. So Damon Stewart he's going to be the starting quarterback this week. So they did that experiment last week with Damon Stewart starting over Eli Sawyer. Obviously it didn't work too well. They couldn't get a rhythm on offense. They had a lot of miscommunications and things like that. But so we'll see what happens. Maybe Damon Stewart just needed one game to kind of get through.
Yeah, you got to get
the
back to
shit
the
he
groove of
need
things.
to get through. You know what I mean?
Right. Not to mention you're playing the number 1 team in the country. It doesn't help.
Oh God, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. Yeah, my first start in college, Kyle, threw 4 interceptions in the first half. It was a lot of fun, just out there slanging it. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch this game. I mean, we'll see what Southeastern can do. And then also too, I forgot to mention, so they're splitting up their travel. So they're not doing like what we did back in the day, Kyle, where you just drive up the day before for 10 hours or whatever.
Yep.
They're spend the night in Longview, Texas. So that's like 2 or 3 hours from Stephenville. And then they're going to finish the rest of the way. So they're going to practice at a high school tomorrow morning and then drive the rest of the way. Yeah, Friday after practice. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think that's definitely going to help them. Because, dude, those long ass bus trips, they suck. And then you're stiff as shit when you come off the bus. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, a 10-hour bus ride is not good for anybody. But I mean, it's still, regardless of splitting it up or not, you're still traveling 10 hours.
Still sucks. But personally, I think splitting it up is a lot better, especially on the players, especially on.
If given the choice, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's not feasible for every program and every week.
Moving on to our last game, we got 3-2 McNeese heading over to Weber State. They are the 25 ranked team in the country. They're heading up there in Utah. We don't have a spread for this one.
I really want a spread for this one because I'm feeling like this could be my second stamp if McNeese's line is not ridiculous.
Right.
I expect them obviously to be dogs. They're playing the number 25 team in the country, but just seeing the growth we've had out of McNeese the past 2 weeks on offense and what Clifton McDowell's been able to do, to me, there's no reason they shouldn't be able to hang with and or beat this Weber State team that we've already seen get beat by Lamar.
Yeah, I don't get why Weber State is just like all of our non-conference games are going to be Southland Conference. Like, are they trying to make a point? Like, what are we doing?
Maybe they have some agreement with the conference, or
I definitely like McNeese in this game. Like you said, I do think they're going to be dogs. Clifton McDowell's going to have a high-powered offense. Are we gonna keep the momentum from last week? We talked the first 3 weeks where it was a tale of two halves, where McNeese came out slow, and then they had to pick it up in the second half. So, are we gonna be able to keep it up from last week, where first play of the game where they scored a touchdown? Are we gonna be able to keep that momentum up this week? Weber State's a good program, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean they've got a good defense. Weber State does, so it'll be a good test. McNeese did what they were supposed to last week, got the ball going early, but let's bear in mind it was against a pretty weak Alcorn State team. This will really tell us how legit that offense is.
Well, that's all we got.
I was going to mention,
Oh,
obviously only 5 games this week. We got 4 teams on bye weeks: UIW, SFA, Nichols, and A&M Commerce. So that's why we're not mentioning any of them.
And we actually have kind of a similar situation next week. Teams are playing this week; they got bye weeks next week. So yeah, it just kind of is what it is. But we'll be sure to break each game down and give you a full recap on next Tuesday. But thank you again for tuning in, and good luck to everyone's bets this weekend. Let's go Southland Conference, baby.
Let's go. Cheers.
Peace.